So dear friends, now in this lecture we discuss the detailed design and its review. So at the beginning of developing a product, the organization form a product development team and they start with translating the customer wants and needs into the desired products, and they refine. Sometimes the product is already manufactured by the company. The team may also refine the existing products, or sometimes the team members they develop the new products. So depending upon the nature of needs and wants, the company decides whether they improve the existing product or they develop the entirely new product for a company, sometimes for a market also. So for this, the team and the top management of a firm, they formulate the quality goals. They also targeted what is the cost of a product that is produced by this team, and the major factors in design strategies, or in other words we can say, when we have to prepare the detailed design documents, we have to consider the various factors. First and the foremost is the customer satisfactions. Whenever we design the product, we have to analyze that the product which we are going to design is competitive advantage. We also look for the quality of a product and the manufacturing cost, as well as the cost for the users also. And during designing, we also consider the various factors like the economic factors, the social and demographic factors, the political or legal factors. We also check the technologically, whether the company or a firm are able to produce this product or not. So in all, we conclude that during the design our main focus is on the customer satisfactions. So whenever we design the each and every module of a product, our main focus is on the satisfaction of a customers, and the secondary focus is the function of the product, cost profit ratio, appearance of the product, ease of production and assembly, and ease of maintenance and repair. Detailed designs. This phase begins with the concept evolved in a preliminary designs. Up to this level, we have the flexibility to make changes. So whatever changes we want to make in our concepts, it is up to the preliminary design levels. Once we finalize the preliminary designs, here we have to design the various components and the subsystems or subgroups needed for making a product. So without great financial loss, if we changes anything up to a preliminary designs, the financial loss are very less. So at this phase, the exploration at large scale must come to an end. The final decision for a particular design concepts to be made up to a preliminary design session. So with the design concept in mind, plus the preliminary synthesis information at hand to the designers, they prepare or develop a master layout. They make a master layout of a product, and the detailed design or specification of components start preparing. So in the detailed work on component level may dictate changes in master layouts. So it has a provisional status. So during designing the various components, because as we all know that in a components there are so many parts needed to prepare one components. So as the design progresses, experimental design is initiated. The experimental models are constructed to check out untried ideas which are not suitable to find simulation or analysis. Now components, the partial prototype, and finally the complete prototype is tested in the detailed design sessions. The information gathered from the testing a basis for redesign and refinement until a proven design is accomplished. So this is the overall view of the detailed design of a product. Now the detailed design of a subsystem. In a complicated products, there are so many system works needed. So at this stage, to go ahead, it needs the budgetary approval and a strong design team. Here the commitment to proceed is not final because the close estimate of time and money are needed prior to design. The overall design of a subsystem. So in the primary designs, we are concerned with the overall concept. The subsystems are examined only to evaluate the quality of the overall system concepts. So here we take each subsystem as individual entity. That means the different design teams, they have to design separately the subsystem needed for a product. So after design, subsystems will be checked for their compatibility of one system to other subsystems. Then we go for making a final layout for each system, which translate the results of subsystem design into a drawings. Now when we designing all the subsystems needed for a product, then we go for the overall design of components. As we know that in a system there are many subsystems, and in a system subsystems there are many components. So these components can be developed or procured from the vendors. So here we decide how many components we are going to manufacture on our shop floors and how many components we can procure from our vendors. So detailed design of parts. The parts are the elementary pieces for which the components are assembled. So it is here in the work of design parts that we comes to grip with the concrete reality of hardwares. So here we can design the various parts needed in the subsystem through a sophisticated methods, the finite element methods, or use any available technology when parts are going to be designed. So here the final transition is made where the idea convert into the physical reality. So here the preparation of assembly drawings. So after constituent parts have been designed for each components. So for every components we needed so many number of parts. So when all the parts are to be designed, then we go for component can be fixed. The provisional layout of the components can now be replaced by the tentative final assembly drawings. Here in case of incompatibility and oversight, the compatibility will generally revealed. Here we observe or analyze that the part which we are going to design, whether they are fitted within the components or not. If not, then we have to redesign those components or a subsystems. So the compatibility will generally revealed, so the affected parts are suitably modified. So here we, whatever the parts we are designed, if they are not fitted in a subsystem or a components, then here we are modified the design of those parts. After component assemblies are prepared, the corresponding assembly drawing of a subsystem can be crafted. Then we have to make the drawing of a module or a subsystems and then final assembly for the subsystem is similarly undertaken. That means in a particular product there are 5 components needed. So we have to design the various parts needed by the different subsystems, and after that we have to analyze or the each and every components, okay, whether they are okay. Then we go for the final assembly for the subsystems in the similarly undertaken. Now the experimental constructions. After receiving the final assembly drawing, the prototype can be built on a full scale, as in some case it may be an end product. In some of the products we can say that this is the end product which we can produce if the test is okay, and in some situations we are producing the alpha prototype. In alpha prototypes we cannot use the identical machines on which we are going to produce the components, and we make the prototype and test on the various criteria which we discussed earlier. The product test programs. The program can be very expensive if they are improperly planned, insufficient evidence against the designs. Here factorial designs experiment provide a very effective methods for testing with low cost. So there are so many methods to test the prototypes. So in this method the independent variables are changed between high to low limits, analysis and predictions. So after testing the prototypes we have the test reports and notes of the testings and the general observation of the test programs. So after analysis all we can go for the preparation for the revision or redesign if needed, can be being it if necessary. The detailed design review. Similarly, in pre-design review, here after testing the prototype, whatever the changes we needed, we make the changes in our detailed designs, maybe in some components or a subsystems, and we go for the detailed design review. So it is the part of the quality rapid product development methodology. It can be done during execution phase after preliminary specifications have been written and sufficient design work and the simulation occurred. The review will be held at the level of individual system or a design modules, and at the product or a system level, as well as to ensure the entire design concepts. The purpose of review the design is to find flaws or suggested improvement in the design incorporate before to proceed prototype. So here in the design review, whatever the parameters or the objective we decided during the product development, which we discuss at the beginning, we have to check whether with this design, if we producing the product, can it satisfy the customers? What are the functions or services needed by a customers? Can be worked properly? If we producing a product for the firm, the cost profit ratio are appropriate or suited to the organizations? Whatever the quality needed by the customer, whether it is to be produced, the appearance or the aesthetics of the product, we can also evaluate at this level. And simultaneously we also, in design review, we also analyze the ease of production or assembly of the various components in a product, and if the product is used by a customers and if he needed maintenance or a service, then we can also analyze here it can be ease of maintenance or a service. Along with this, we can also review the social and demographic, political or a legal. We also check the legal entity here. We also compare the product which we are going to produce by this device. It can compete the market or accept by the markets, and the technology usage for making the various components are the state of art or not, or whether these facilities are available within the organization or